If you were looking for career advice from a career coach, and he had led teams that have placed over 6,000 pros in 21 industries, worked at the largest Fortune 500 recruitment firm in the world, was responsible for over $50 million of placements of executives, and was one of the top recruiters recognized nationally while serving in the United States Army, you'd probably say he's qualified. This is the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast. Career competition is fierce. If you're a director, a VP, or an executive, this podcast is for you. This is the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast. And this is your host, Tim Madden.
Hey everyone, hope you are doing well. Welcome to the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast. Hey, I'm your host, Tim Madden. If you don't know me, we help those targeting six figures and multiple six figures so they can find jobs they love quickly, start the new role, be successful, get promoted in a couple years. Hey, we go live each week inside the Executive Career Network, which is the fastest growing career network on Facebook. Check us out. We are approaching 8,000 members. Hey, if you're watching in the Executive Career Network today, let me know below in the chat, and my friends on LinkedIn or YouTube. Let us know that you're watching. And hey, after we're done, we always upload this to everywhere on the internet. So if you're listening to iTunes, do me a favor, leave me a review over on iTunes. If I can say or do or give you anything valuable on this segment today, let me know. And additionally, hey, share this with a friend. One of these reasons could be holding them back from having a truly massive career transformation in their career, and you might be able to help them. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we do, let me see here. Updates. Hey, some cool stuff. We had 9 offers come in last week that were accepted in the Executive Career Upgrades program. And then we've had 5 offers come in since Tuesday. So if you are looking to get offers because you're not happy where you're at, you've been trying the job search on your own, you're just not sure what to do, you don't even know if it's possible, hey, go on over to execupgrades.com/podcast, book a call with our team so that we can talk about, hey, what's been holding you back? Where are you right now? What's the potential? What's the target? Hey, how can we get there as quickly as possible? So again, that's execupgrades.com/podcast. All right, let's get started. Episode 41. Overcoming fear in your job search. All right. So fear of what? Fear of failure, fear of change, fear of rejection, fear of success, fear gets us, right? Fear gets us a lot. Not sure why. Hey, Danny, how's it going? I just saw your comment. Hey, so problems with fear, number 1, okay? Fear is a vital response to physical and emotional danger that's imperative to protecting ourselves in the event of real threats to our life, right? However, one of the biggest issues for job seekers is that fear can become a career killer because we get so stressed, right? The stress of updating our resume, writing a cover letter specific to every single job, interviewing for a new job, applying to, hundreds of jobs, and then you're fearful of doing all of these things because you're just under a lot of stress. Because if, when you're under a lot of stress, fear can actually hinder your performance in an interview, unnerve your ability to think clearly, impede your negotiating capability. It can even lead you to postpone or ignore a job search altogether. And that's what I see a lot with people that we talk to, right? That never enroll into our program because they say, they've been struggling for 6 months. They still don't know what to do. They've got zero traction, but in truth, they are just scared of a lot of different things. So they just postpone it all together because people do not like being uncomfortable. Hey, let me know, right? Let me know down below if you just like being uncomfortable every single day. Most people don't, right? But think about this. That's the only way you can change. We're going to be talking about that, wrapping it up at the end with some practical tips on how to overcome these. But just know that number 1, hey, change is hard, right? Change is difficult. And to grow into these new leadership levels, you need to become a new you because the old you is probably not going to be enough. So you're going to need new tactics and strategies. Number 2, the fear of failure, right? Whenever we try something new, please remember that there is always going to be some risk involved. Most of us know if there's zero risk, there likely cannot be a reward that is even fruitful. And this fear of failure that most people have is debilitating and often keeps people from even attempting to change positions, apply for a promotion, or seek a new job. Not getting the job they applied for, jobs depending on how many applications you put in and how many resumes you sent out, can cause a fear of failure to hold you back as well. But hey, think about this. What's the risk of not doing something? Hey, I don't think I can get a new job because I'm too old. Hey, I don't have my certification. Hey, I don't have, whatever it is. I don't have my MBA. Who's going to hire me anyway? I've never been in tech, right? How am I going to break through to tech? Man, you guys are staking big claims on something before most people have even tried, or they do try something and it doesn't work. And then they just blame the process when ultimately it's themselves and their mindset and maybe a little bit of the strategy. So, hey, is that fear of failure holding you back? And that's the thing too in our program, right? By the way, everyone, hey, we have a program, right, that helps directors, VPs, and executives like land new roles quickly. And here's what happens throughout the program. Of course, we brand you effectively, but then once that's completed, people start getting a little bit of confidence. But we're fearful before then. Then we hook up on our automated systems, which gets people on, interviews and lots of offers this year. Then they're scared. What if people don't say anything? And then we get past that hurdle. And then it's, oh my God, now I'm interviewing. So there's levels through a job search that you're going to have to break through in your confidence, right? And belief in yourself. And a lot of people hold themselves back unintentionally because they're literally just focused on failing. Hey, don't focus on failing. Otherwise, you probably will fail. And I'm not going to turn this into a mindset session, but the words that you say to yourself impact you incredibly. Okay. Number 3, just fear of change. So, hey, I mentioned this earlier. As human beings, we get comfortable with what we know, and we want to avoid change, even if it's really good for us. So adapting to these new situations is going to take effort, but it can also cause, us to grow in unexpected or unusual ways, for the better. And a fear of change typically appears whenever we are growing or taking steps towards pursuing a goal. Hey, we all know change is inevitable for everyone on this planet, but so many people fear it. Why is that? And one of the notes I wanted to share with you today with fear of change is that's why here, when we deal with working with, military veterans for one, or people that have been at a company for 10 or 20 years, the statistics right now, because of fear of change, the people that actually do make a change that have worked at a company for more than 10 years or were career military, do you know it's something like they have an 82% chance of leaving their new position inside 12 months? That's crazy, right? Do you know why that is though? They get in this new place. They're used to the military for 20 years or a different company for 10 or 20 years, right? And they become so accustomed to it that when you put them in that new environment, they're kind of set up to fail from the beginning because of their own self, right? They don't, they have problems like, embracing change, if you will. Is that possibly you or someone you know? Number 4, man, the main reason most people never get started, fear of rejection. One of the deepest things as human beings, right? We are biologically wired with a desire to just belong to something. And then we're anxious at the possibility of being rejected because someone might perceive us as not being good enough. This fear, like all the others, right, can generate anxiety, depression, stifle our careers, our professional growth. The way to overcome this fear is to take note of our self-criticisms and simply accept our reaction if a rejection does occur. If we accept our pain and allow ourselves to grieve briefly, not wallow, right, we can actually heal and learn from the process and move forward. So, hey, fear of rejection. There was someone I was following on LinkedIn. What's his name? I can't think of him right now. If I remember, I will put him in the comments because I love his content, okay? he posted something recently that said, hey, what if you were just a set amount of no's away from getting something you wanted to? Let me give you an analogy. Hey, when you get 30 no's, you're going to get a job offer. Who would really be excited now about going out there and getting 29 no's because they know with certainty the 30th one, right? They're going to get an offer. Would you have a problem getting a no then? Let me know in the comments. Probably not, right? Because you know, hey, oh, great, I just have to do this many no's to do this. Most people don't think of it that way. They think of, oh my God, rejection. Listen, you're not going to be the right person for every company, even if you have a phenomenal career. Personalities, changes, there's just a lot of stuff going on, right? Rejection is going to be a part of this process, okay? If you want to rise to that highest levels of business, hey, newsflash, it's extremely freaking competitive. Okay. I wish I could tell you it's easy to go out there and get a COO job at a fast growing company where that's not a reality, right? It's going to be extremely competitive in those markets. So how are you going to stand out? How do you look on paper? Do you know how to get in front of people? Do you know what to say? Do you know how to control the interview process, right? If not, and you're in a career search, please go on over to execupgrades.com/podcast. So, hey, after rejection, let's say we get past all this. Then we have predominantly maybe one of the stupidest ones that still affects so many people is the fear of success. Crap. Like just the fear of actually everything working out, which is like the dumbest thing I can think of, but there's so many people I was reading online that struggle from this. And the fear of success can actually result from many things, such as the excitement of success can feel close to anxiety to some people. Man, that's crazy. If every time you get excited, you had anxiety, geez. Hey, if you deal with that, I'm really sorry. Because the body experiences the same physiological effects during the excitements of success as during trauma, such as increased heart rate, quickened breathing, and sweating. But furthermore, the idea that the road to success is filled with risk and the threat of disappointment also causes anxiety, right? In addition, some people, particularly those who have endured verbal abuse, even by employers, don't believe they deserve success as they have internalized what they have been told. Yet others simply avoid success because they are uncomfortable with the idea of competing and winning over someone else. Holy crap. Holy crap. Hey, I actually don't want to compete because I might beat someone else and then like I would feel bad for him. Wow. What are you guys saying to yourself that could hold you back? What was the other one? They don't believe they deserve it. Hey, let me tell you that if you're spending time listening to the Executive Career Upgrades podcast on June 9th or a recording, okay, and you don't believe that you deserve success, do me a favor and slap yourself right now. Hey, everyone deserves success if they put in the work to know how to get to where they're going. If not, you're right, it is a painful road. But everyone deserves success if they work for it. You know, there was another quote, which we'll wrap up with. Well, no, I got a couple more things. But the quote went something, I think it was this football coach. I love him. I think he's Georgia Tech, very inspirational guy. Sorry, I'm drawing blanks on names today, everyone. But he said something like, you know, losers do a little bit of work and wonder why they're not winning. And winners work as hard as they freaking can every day and still think they're losing. It's wild, which comes back to mainly what Kristina and I always talk about. It's less about all of these strategies of getting a hold of people, knowing what to say. Hey, all that's important, guys. But follow me. How's it going up here in your skull? Do you have a good mindset? Bad mindset, don't matter the tactics and strategies you have, it's still going to be brutal. Do you have a fear of being successful? Do you have a fear of rejection, a fear of change, fear that you're going to fail, problems with fear? Listen, handle that first. You have to get someone to work on this with you. Otherwise, it's going to be a painful life for you in general. We're not even talking about getting a new job, getting a job you love, being promoted. Do not live your life like this. And most people do. So a couple practical tips. Okay. Have the courage. Well, there's 6 of them, right? Have the courage to trust yourself and take the leap. Number 2, ask yourself, what's the worst thing that can happen? Number 3, start toward your goal knowing you can always change your mind later if you want to. Number 4, pursue opportunity when it knocks. Don't be scared. Number 5, put forth your best effort every freaking day. Number 6, start small and work towards your larger goals over time. But here's the thing. Number 7, which should be number 1, right? The key is each day to take action to improve my situation. And I just gave you 6 ways that you can do that. Hey, listen, if you know you need help in your search, you know you were meant for something more. You know that the company you're in, there's nothing going on for you there. You've reached the ceiling. You're not excited. You're not bought into the mission, and you don't know what to do in your career search, or you want it to happen quickly. Hey, go on over to execupgrades.com/podcast. One more time, execupgrades.com/podcast. Schedule a call with us, right? So that we can figure out, hey, where is your potential in your career and how can we help you achieve it very quickly? Do not let these types of fears hold you back in your career and your life. Have a great day, everyone. Until next week.